Hey, it's me. We're trucking through the darkness together, trying to be little fireflies. But I woke up this morning thinking about when you're trying to be successful. And the hardest part of keep pushing through is yourself. Yep. Nobody's stopping you, nobody's blocking you, nobody can make you fail. But the things they say to you can affect the way that you feel or think about what you're doing. So then, of course, you're just going to start feeling insecure about it, going, should I? I don't know. They don't believe in me. But the whole thing is, no one has to believe in you. You have to believe in you. And for the longest time, I needed that outside validation. I needed my family to see me as awesome or other people to compliment me, whatever it was. I needed it from the outside. It wasn't coming from the inside. And I even got to a point recently to where I was just like, I'm so tired of trying. And that's the breaking point. Like when you're working towards success, whatever it is for you, it doesn't even mean that you're seeking money or love or it is what it is for you, right? But when you get to that point and it gets tough and you're like, I'm done. I just I don't really want to do this anymore. Because just like kids, they play with things for like 5 minutes and then I don't want to do this anymore. They want to do something new, keep going and trying all these new things. And a problem I always had was I had so many projects going on at once. Like I'd be sewing a blanket, I'd be sewing a dress, I'd be making an outfit, I'd be painting a picture, I'd be drawing, I would be writing a book, I would be playing with my kids, I would be creating a cookbook, just all these things. And I'm talking at one time. And I remember it was my sister that told me one time, you've got to pick one thing and focus on it. And I was like, but I have so many interests. And I kept whittling at them, right? But I never created anything to where I was standing in my way because I didn't want to put aside my hobbies, my creativeness. To me, it was all a part of what I was doing. And honestly, it started holding me back because there were so many unfinished projects in the end because I didn't have time for them. Whereas if I would have finished focusing on that rug I was making or finished that picture I was painting or, just whatever it was, I finished a couple things, but it's like I said, all these unfinished projects. And then you go in to wherever you're storing these things, either it's your mind or your room or whatever it is, you can see the mess out in the open. You can't necessarily see it in your mind. But when you're jumbled is where you start getting like, I don't know where to start anymore. It's almost like somebody who is a hoarder that starts to feel overwhelmed by what they're hoarding and they want a clean house, but then there's this um, attachment. Like, I can't do it. I can't get rid of it. But that's because there's been these emotional ties that have been created. There's been blockages that have been created by grasping onto those things. So it's hard because you have to get out of your own way. And there's no one to teach you how to do that. When I was in an abusive relationship, it was easier to see what I didn't want to be. And now I'm out in this world and I'm like, I don't really know what I need to do to make a change to make things better. So each day, I mean, I go back and forth between I'm on the right track to I'm feeling lost. And I think that's something that we all go through, and most of us really don't even talk about it. So if you're feeling like you're lost, you don't know what to do, for one, know you're not alone. And for two, sit down and try to focus on what it is you really want. What is it that will really fulfill your soul? Because we can keep coming up with ideas of, oh, I want to be a volleyball player, I want to be a basketball star, whatever it is. And I thought even this morning, like, no one's told me in a long time. So I'm going to remind you, you can be anything you want to be. We're told this as kids. And at some point as adults, we forget that we have the ability to choose and believe in magic. Magic is the one thing that when something happens, most people go, oh, that was a blessing. That was a blessing in disguise, right? I call that magic. And it's the things that you least expect to come along to either give you the nudge or to give you the courage or to kind of the hug, like you're doing a good job, the reassurance, the things that as humans we do desire. It doesn't mean they're necessary, But validation for anything that we're doing helps us to keep pushing through and see the brighter side of a big picture, right? So don't give up, for one, because you are a badass. I don't know if anyone tells you this. I have to look in the mirror, and there's certain days that I'm just like, they're my blah days. And then I have to tell myself, you only have so many days to be this way. Because if not, it becomes a habit. When you get in the habit of being negative or down on yourself or just beating yourself up, you start digressing into becoming miserable, you know? And we have to build ourselves up. I know that's hard, especially when you're depressed and down. I've had to do it for me, and luckily I have somebody who reaches out to me and checks on me, and I do the same for them. And it's we make the joke that we seesaw, you know. You see, I saw, I see, you saw, and it goes back and forth, back and forth. And we play volleyball in a way. And I even said the other day, I'm so fucking tired of seesawing. Like, can we get on the merry-go-round and just be like, wee, you know, take a break? But then I have to look at the concept. If I'm on the merry-go-round, I'm just chasing my own tail. So it's better to have somebody, anybody, even if it's the higher power that you're seesawing with, something that when you're down can pick you up, you know. And there are times, yes, when we feel like we're alone, and there are times where we feel like our prayers are ignored, or there's times that we feel like everyone's against us. But you have to remember that is your mind playing tricks on you. The only way the devil can get to you is through your thoughts and your emotions. Can't physically harm you, can't do anything but try to deter you from the path that you're on. If that's the path of happiness, the path of abundance, the path of love, wealth, whatever it is in your life, there are negative energies that will try to stop you from that. And you have to look at it as coming out of the Lotus Room, let's say. The Lotus Room is a club. Everything's dark. Everyone's just crazy, you had a blast, and it's time to go, and they're all grabbing you as you're going out the door. No, stay a little longer, stay a little longer. But what happens when you stay a little longer? You lose your insight, you don't really care, your drive is gone, you start feeling down and out, you get depressed, you beat yourself up, you start lashing out at other people because you're pulling yourself into a negative state of mind. It's like there's nothing left to even work towards. And like I said, I myself go through these phases. I'm pretty sure we all do. We're human. We have those ups and downs, highs and lows. You know, I've talked about that before. It's like the heartbeat. If not, it'd be a flat line and life would be so boring. So you really have to keep believing in yourself. You know, you're awesome. And a lot of people will not tell you this. I know a lot of times I say the same things, but it's almost like it needs to be a reminder constantly. So you can go, you know what? I am awesome. You know what? I am intelligent. I am handsome. I am beautiful. I am worth something. Even if it's only to me, I'm worth something. Because, like I said, you can't rely on outside forces or outside people to help you feel that way, because a lot of people don't feel that way themselves they don't feel that way about themselves. And if they don't feel that way about themselves, they can't give that back to you. They can only give you what they're capable of giving themselves. And that's hard, because we do need a support system in this world. We do need to be able to rely on each other, respect one another, trust one another, build that bond back up, you know, that unity, that teamwork. And like I said, we don't really live in that kind of world anymore. But we have the ability to change it back to what it was, especially by the way that we raise our children, because our children are the future. We're the now, working on the future by what we're teaching them, what we're telling them is acceptable and not acceptable. You know, I went on a little kick of watching Karen videos, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do all the whining, the temper tantrums from adults. That's insane to me, to where I eventually was like, this is not interesting. So I went back to what everyone calls food porn, watching videos of people making food. Of course, that's where I learned how to do certain things myself. So you have to also change what it is you allow to entertain you. You know, some things will make you like, what? And some things will make you feel like, I learned something. And other things will make you just feel like you lost brain cells while you were entertaining yourself with that. So you have to be really careful about what you're putting into your body. what you're feeding your mind, your heart, and your soul, because that is ultimately going to affect the way that you feel, the drive that you have, you know? And it's hard. I get it. I'll be like, workout, 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 workout. I don't feel like working out. And a couple days of not working out, I'm just like, who cares? What does it matter? But I notice my energy start declining. I get a little bit more negative. My body gets stiffer. It just setbacks. So it's this constant, I'm moving forward. No, I'm not. I'm moving forward. No, I'm not. And it's that one step forward, two steps back. And it's funny because that is the mindset that becomes the wall that makes you just go, I'm done. I don't care. And it seems like at some point people get tired of fighting that feeling and they just go, whatever, I quit. I was on that ledge the other day, just like, life is too hard. I'm working my life away. I'm exhausted. I don't even enjoy my life. I don't go out. I don't spend time. I don't have friends. I keep my circle very small. I have been spending a lot of time with family on the weekends, and it still gets to a point where I'm like, I'm so tired. I get in the Eeyore syndrome, oh, poor me. And it's really hard to try to break out of that, but I have to remind myself, get out of it or get stuck in it. The choice really is up to me. And like I said, this is just me reminding you, you're a badass. Own it. Don't be afraid to keep going. And even if you're tired, try to push through. Try to keep doing at least the minimal so you don't give up and just say, yeah, it is what it is. Because a lot of people find themselves in their later years of life going, I don't even know what all that was about. I don't know what the purpose of my life was. I didn't do so much, and then go over all the negative things that they did do that kind of make them feel guilt and shame. So once again, shine. You're awesome. Be bright. Sending you love and light. Peace out. Bye-bye.